We're about to make some people upset. The Rune Crossbow is better than the Twisted Bow for most people in old school RuneScape. I said it, and here's why. Man, even though the Twisted Bow is, almost 2 billion gold, it still does not hold a candle to the Rune Crossbow. Now, this is for argument's sake, and I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section. But for most people in RuneScape, I think the Rune Crossbow is way better than the Twisted Bow.
You serious?
If you take a random level, 50 at the Grand Exchange, he's going to hit harder with the Rune Crossbow than the Twisted Bow. Yes, I said it. Now, why is this? Most of the monsters that people are fighting, they're doing Slayer, or they're training some Nightmare Zone or something like that. And to be honest, the Twisted Bow is not necessarily meant for that type of content. You can take a Rune Crossbow with some Ruby bolts or some Diamond bolts, and that are enchanted. And this is probably going to suit you better than if you took a Twisted Bow, to your Abyssal Demon Slayer task. Right? You probably should bring a V-Bow anyway. But what I'm trying to get at is the Twisted Bow is really good for monsters that have, higher like magic, accuracy, and things like that. The higher magical defense that they got, the harder you're gonna hit. All right, it works something like that, right?
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Listen, I'm no expert. I'm just here to have fun on a Sunday. I just want to make some discussion and see what you guys think about this, right? But the Rune Crossbow actually will perform better in most situations for most RuneScapers than the Twisted Bow. The Rune Crossbow is definitely it's a really good weapon. Now, obviously, a dragon crossbow might be a little bit better, right? But like I said, for most of the people in RuneScape, a Rune Crossbow will do whatever they need it to do. All right. Now, if you're going after the Infernal Cape, yes, obviously the Twisted Bow is going to be better for that. But if we're looking at, you're just doing, a level 50 Slayer task, the Rune Crossbow is way more valuable. So, what do you guys think? Would you guys rather have the Rune Crossbow or the Twisted Bow if you were doing level 50 Slayer? Let's take away all the GP value away from this, and what one would you rather have? Because a Rune Crossbow, let's say you have nothing on, nothing. It's you and your Rune Crossbow. Let's not add up arrows or anything like that. Your max hit with a Rune Crossbow is higher than a Twisted Bow on a regular target. Yep, that is crazy to me. All right, if you go and you have no gear on at all, and you have a Twisted Bow and some dragon arrows, your hit is going to be less than if you had a Rune Crossbow and some Ruby E or Diamond E bolts. Is that crazy? That's crazy to me. I was reading someone kind of talk about this, and I did a little bit of research on my own. I was looking up some max hits and stuff. And it was pretty interesting. Now, I think the max hit for a TBow is a 91, something like that. If you have like all the gear and stuff, I think it's a 91, I believe is what the OS wiki has it. But guys, I've hit 100 with a Rune Crossbow. All right, I've hit 100 with it before. So yeah, it did some damage to me too. But they're both 5-tick weapons. If you're on rapid on both of them, they're both 5-tick weapons. So you're hitting about every 3 seconds. So it can be argued. Now listen, okay. This is a fun video. This is just a discussion video. I think it's cool that RuneScape, you could have like, dragon boots, or then you have the primordial boots or something like that. I forget what they call them. They're like a 30 mil difference, but you might not even hit one more because they're so close. I think that's so cool that RuneScape has that, and RuneScape is continuing to instead of power creep this way, they're kind of going like this. So this item that's just a little bit better is so much more valuable, which I think is pretty cool. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You want a TBow? You want a Rune Crossbow? Obviously, we all want a TBow. All right, we all do. But I think it's kind of interesting when you start thinking about it, how close these weapons really are to each other. I think a lot of these things are closer than we expect. Now, like I said, when it starts coming to the special abilities of the TBow, obviously it blows the Rune Crossbow out of the water when you're doing higher level content. But those special abilities don't really do much when you're fighting level 30 Slayer monsters. So, is the TBow not as is the Rune Crossbow better than the TBow for a majority of the players in the game? Because most players aren't raiding. Oh, hot topic. What do you guys think? All right, guys. We'll talk with you guys again soon.